Tulsi Gabbard's legal counsel just put Hillary Clinton on notice. Let's talk about it. First of all, let me just go ahead and say Happy Veterans Day, and I sincerely appreciate, of course, all the Veterans Day wishes that y'all have been showing on Twitter and on YouTube and on Facebook and Instagram. I really do appreciate all the love, and of course, Happy Veterans Day to our very own presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard. I guess Pete Buttigieg too, and all the other veterans out there. More specifically. Happy Veterans Day to all the anti-war, pro-peace veterans who have lived through it, who have been through it, who have seen the bloodshed and the innocent lives lost up close and personal, and have dedicated their lives to fighting against such atrocities occurring. So, with that being said, let's get to the tea. Tulsi Gabbard's legal counsel just sent a letter out to Hillary Clinton this morning, and I'm going to read it for you right now. See what they have to say. Dear Secretary Clinton, oh, that was so cordial of them. We write you on behalf of our client, Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard. On October 17, 2019, you published this statement on the podcast Campaign HQ with David Plouffe. Probably pronounced his name wrong, but whatever. I'm not making any predictions, but I think they've got their eye on somebody who is currently in the Democratic primary and are grooming her to be the third party candidate. She's the favorite of the Russians. They have a bunch of sites and bots and other ways of supporting her so far. And that's assuming Jill Stein will give it up. Which she might not, because she's also a Russian asset. Yeah, she's a Russian asset. I mean, totally. I believe Jill Stein also has a defamation lawsuit out against Hillary Clinton as well. Also, what I find interesting about this is the fact that Hillary Clinton was like, if that's assuming Jill Stein gives it up. Isn't that crazy? Hillary Clinton doesn't even know how primaries work, because even Jill Stein, who obviously had previously run the Green Party, had to run a primary and win it at a convention like you're supposed to do. But see, Hillary Clinton has never actually earned anything in her career. She's been so busy stealing everything that she actually thinks that Jill Stein just anointed herself the Green Party's nominee in 2016. So Jill Stein has to give it up, so that other people can become potentially the third party candidate. Yeah, Hillary, it's pretty bad, bro. Like, it's weird how you see life. I just can't really, I don't understand it, and I don't know if I ever will, because I'm not a sociopath. But like I said, it just is really emblematic of Hillary Clinton's thought process that Jill Stein has to give it up before anybody else can run third party. The letter goes on to say, one day after making the statement, CNN asked your spokesperson whether the statement was made about Congresswoman Gabbard. He responded, yes, if the nesting doll fits. Your statement is defamatory, and we demand you retract it immediately. The statement is false. Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard is not being groomed by Russia to be a third-party candidate, nor is she a Russian asset. Rather, she's a patriotic, loyal American, a sitting four-term United States Congresswoman, and a major in the United States Army National Guard. As such, she is a loyal American who has taken an oath declaring her allegiance to the United States of America, both as a soldier and as a member of Congress. She has been serving for 16 years in the Army National Guard, having voluntarily deployed twice to 2 war zones in the Middle East. It appears you may now be claiming that this statement is about Republicans, not Russians grooming Gabbard. Sorry, Hillary. You can't just backtrack like that, homie. You gotta own that. See, that's the problem when you've been getting away with everything your entire life and you're not used to people fighting back. You think you can get away with nonsense like what Hillary Clinton tried to pull on both Tulsi Gabbard and Jill Stein. But you were very clear about what your meaning was. And so is your spokesperson. Congratulations. Watch who you hire next time. Anyway, the letter goes on to say, but this makes no sense in light of what you actually said. After you made the statement linking Congresswoman Gabbard to the Russians, you, through your spokesperson, doubled down on it with the Russian nesting dolls remark. Once again, watch who you hire. This Republicans not Russian spin developed only after you realized the defamatory nature of your statement and therefore your legal liability, as well as the full context of the public backlash against your statement. Moreover, the Republicans not Russian spin cannot explain away your statement that Congresswoman Gabbard is a Russian asset. That is, of course, because your Republicans not Russian spin is rubbish. I like that. In any event, this strained interpretation bears no legal weight. Defamation claims are not determined by the speaker's post hoc rationalizations. They are determined by how the statement was read and understood by the public. Here, the public universally understood your statement exactly as you intended it to be understood, and exactly as you made it. That Tulsi Gabbard, a sitting congresswoman, U.S. Army major, and candidate for president of the United States, is a Russian asset. This is how your statement was understood by those in political circles, such as Mayor Pete Buttigieg, Beto O'Rourke, Senator Bernie Sanders, and Andrew Yang, not including Marianne Williamson as well, who also spoke up for Tulsi that morning. In making that statement, you knew it was false. Congresswoman Gabbard is not a Russian asset and is not being groomed by Russia. Besides your statement, no law enforcement or intelligence agencies have claimed, much less presented any evidence, that Congresswoman Gabbard is a Russian asset. This fabricated story is so facially improbable that it is actionable as defamation. In light of this, we demand that you immediately hold a press conference to verbally retract in full your comments. We also demand that you immediately publish this full and fair retraction on your Twitter account and distribute it to CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, and the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and the Washington Post. This is the statement they would like Hillary Clinton to say. On October 17, 2019, I made certain statements about Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard. Among other things, I accused her of being a Russian asset and that Russia was grooming her to be a third-party presidential candidate. I was wrong. I never should have made these remarks, and I apologize. I did not have any basis for making my statement. I acknowledged my grave mistake and error in judgment in this matter. I support and admire the work of Congresswoman Gabbard and will continue. I support and admire the work that Congresswoman Gabbard has done and will continue to do in serving our country. Okay, I think that last part was low key to troll her. But in all seriousness, y'all, I'm very, very happy that Tulsi's legal counsel took this matter as serious as it could be. I mean, let's think about it from a realistic perspective. Tulsi Gabbard is running for president. Neo-McCarthyism is running wild. She does have a security detail, of course, but she doesn't have a Secret Service detail because she's not the nominee, nor is she in the top two of the candidates. Generally, at a certain point, if they feel like your life is threatened and you're like one of the top candidates, you do get Secret Service. Now, because Tulsi is high profile, she's supposedly 1%, she is high profile, and she is living in an era of neo-McCarthyism. What you did is very similar to what Donald Trump did to Ilhan Omar. When Donald Trump tried to allege that Ilhan Omar was somehow connected to the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Remember that? And then she immediately had her life threatened because of it. Now, the unfortunate truth of the matter is, in case a lot of you don't know, Tulsi has had a lot of threats on her life. Not only from the presidential campaign, but prior to it. Standing on the side of truth and justice tends to lead to threats on your life. However, when Hillary Clinton elevated that neo-McCarthyist smear, she essentially put a target on her back, Tulsi's back, that could be aimed at by some deranged crazy neo-McCarthyist, which we have seen around this country, is becoming more and more normal. So Tulsi Gabbard holding her to account in this regard is absolutely called for. In my opinion, it's necessary. And can I just say something else for the grand scheme, what this looks like to me? Google tried to undermine Tulsi's campaign. And guess what? Tulsi is holding Google accountable. The DNC tried to undermine Bernie's campaign in 2016, and Tulsi held them accountable. The Democratic Party tried to undermine Tulsi again, of course, in 2019, and she called them out immediately and demanded that they are transparent about the way they go about their selection process. Hillary Clinton tried to call her out, and of course, Tulsi handled her business. And once again, officially, she is handling her business. When they tried to steal democracy from, they didn't try. When they successfully stole democracy from us in 2016, Tulsi held the entire establishment accountable by introducing the Securing America's Elections Act. It's beginning to seem to me that if there is a wrong done that could change the outcome of democracy in this country and potentially endanger us, whether it be by having our rights taken away through authoritarian dog whistles like the neoliberal left tries to prop up. It seems to me that Tulsi is pretty much established. You're not swinging at me. You're not swinging at the people of this country. You're not swinging at this our message and this movement without a fight every single step of the way. And if that's the case, then once again, Tulsi has just solidified the reason that I'm voting for her. She solidified the reason why I will not allow her to be smeared. She also solidified the reason as to why Hillary Clinton and the establishment felt it necessary to smear her. Because they know that Tulsi has something that no other candidate has, and not at this juncture. The conviction to fight back, even when all the odds are against her. Even when her life is being threatened, even when she's being called a Russian asset. She doesn't care. If there is a fight, and Tulsi believes it could be won, or even if she doesn't know if it could be won, and she has the ability to stand up, she is going to be there front and center. And I'm going to be there behind her. I'm going to be there behind her because ain't nothing like a general who don't take no shit. That's for damn sure. So that's all I wanted to report. I would love to know what your thoughts and opinions are about this particular article, about this letter. Do you think Hillary Clinton's going to do it? If she doesn't do it, what do you think is going to happen? Spoiler alert, it's Tulsi. We know exactly what's going to happen. Hillary Clinton will be sitting in court. That's what will happen. So try it if you want to, Hillary. You tested Tulsi once, don't test her twice. Okay? All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, always remember more than anything else, find your balance. Peace.